Rainbow Six Siege is a very niche game because it has an unforgiving 1 life per round, the time to kill is so fast, and there are a lot of maps to learn from, with a little bit of game knowledge to understand as well. If you strip down Rainbow Six Siege and look at just the shooting mechanics of the game, it doesn't look too difficult. You aim, you click on the enemy, which will do damage, but it only takes one bullet to the head, whether it's a lucky recoil shot or just a nasty one tap. Just to make the game harder, there is no aim assist at all, even for the less fortunate console players. To immerse the player, there is no regenerating health, however there are healing operators like Doc and Finka that will typically come to your aid, assuming they're still alive that is. The biggest thing to note about the game is that almost any wall or floor is able to be blown to bits, whether it's with a shotgun or Sledge's hammer. This allows for making your own route throughout the map or being able to wallbang your enemies. A total of 10 soft walls can be reinforced by the defenders with metal sheets that are bulletproof. Typically these are around the bomb sites or on the hatches. Notice I said around and not between the bomb sites. This is an easy way to lock yourself out of the bomb site, and this could result in a loss of a round, or you might even be team killed. Before the attackers even land on the map, the defenders have a prep phase of 45 seconds to reinforce walls, make rotate holes, and set up their gadgets. While this is going on, the attackers all have to drone to gather intel and decide how they want to form their attack. The defenders have to stop the attackers from getting to the bomb site by eliminating them all or running the timeout as it is on their side. The attackers have 3 minutes to win the round by making their way to the bomb site and planting the briefcase anywhere on the objective. Once the diffuser has been set up by the attackers, it has 45 seconds until it runs out, turning the time in the favor of the attacking team. Otherwise, attackers and defenders can eliminate the enemy team to win. However, you will run into situations where the defender is the only one left alive, but they still need to defuse the briefcase. To defuse the briefcase, it takes 7 uninterrupted seconds of holding down a button to defuse it. Once the round is over, whichever team that came out on top will of course be awarded 1 point. The quick match playlist is best of 4 rounds, and the rank or unranked playlist is best of 6 rounds. Whichever side of defense or attack you start with, you will continue to stay on that side until round 4, where the teams will swap sides. With 3 rounds for defending, this allows the team to decide if they want to retry defending the same site after a lost round, or maybe they want to try a new strategy. When you're on the defense, the whole map becomes your playground. You can shotgun out a rotate hole in the wall, reinforce specific walls so the attackers can't get any lines of sight, or destroy all the walls around a bomb site like in Blue Bar. The creativity is almost endless, and the community is still learning new things even on the oldest maps. The most enjoyable thing about the defense is making it and finding new angles. If you're trying to win, you won't just put holes anywhere you like and reinforce however. There's actually something called the meta for site prep. Meta meaning most effective tactic available. The community has a similar understanding on what walls need to be reinforced and what holes need to go where. I say similar because site prep isn't the same for every rank. A silver never sets up the site like a high plat or diamond, and if they did, it would probably confuse their teammates. The meta has changed the more you climb up the ranks, and it's amazing to see and constantly learn from better teammates or your opponents. There are currently 31 defenders and 31 attackers in the game, and many more to come. Each player picks one to play for a single round. You can pick any character you feel like and do whatever you want, but there are rules you should stick to in order to increase your chances of winning. The normal roles on attack are hard breach support, planter, soft breach, or an entry fragger. The hard breaches are Thermite, Hibana, Ace, and Maverick. They all have a different method on how they want to open the walls or hatches. A Hibana could open up a reinforced wall, but her gadget takes so long to deploy that a Thermite or an Ace would be a better alternative. Hibana isn't completely worthless though. She can detonate all her charges separately and more spread out, making her the best at opening hatches. Now hard breaches will be met with defender gadgets disrupting their charges, so someone like a Thatcher, Callie, Twitch, or even a Maverick can help destroy the hard breach denial on the other side of the wall. Yes, I said Maverick, who is actually a hard breach as well. The special thing about Maverick is that there is nothing stopping him from opening the wall with his gadget. Maverick sounds busted, but torching a hole in the wall can be dangerous if not done properly, and doesn't quite compare to the power of Thermite's exothermic charge. Opening a wall on the defender's side doesn't need to be done, but it makes it so much easier for the attackers to get to the bomb site. Usually you will see a Montagne or a Capitao as planting operators because they both have smokes to cover lines of sight. Not every team has a designated person for planting the bomb because no one likes to do it. Seriously, this job sucks. Trying to get to the bomb site is a feat in itself sometimes, and once you get there, most of the defenders are going to know you're there. Or they will find out because the briefcase makes such a loud and very distinct noise that you will instantly become a gunless nerd staring at the floor. The amount of times you will get shot, gassed, zapped, and C4'd is immeasurable. Luckily, there are entry fraggers whose whole role is just to kill the enemy team. Our entry fraggers are expected to lead the way through the map and eliminate any player that stands in their way. The best operators to do this are usually characters with a good gun, 3 speed, and usually have flashes and sometimes smokes. I guess anyone can entry frag, but the best picks are Ashe and Zofia because if they die, it's kind of okay. The only thing they really bring to the table is their soft destruction. Once a few defenders are taken care of, it makes it easier for the planting operator to get to the bomb site and plant the diffuser. The fifth role in attack is the flex pick. This person can basically pick whoever they want. Moving on to the defender roles, we'll start with anti-hard breach, such as Bandit. His gadget is a car battery that will electrify anything he attaches it to. This could be barbed wire, deployable shields, but what he does best is electrifying walls. If the attackers try to get their hard breach charges on the wall while it's electrified, their gadget will be destroyed. Cade does the same thing, except he can throw his device. His device affects anything near it within a 1 meter distance. Mute is the last option of denial, but his gadget can affect more than just hard breach charges. Any electronics that get too close to his jammer will stop working, like attacker drones, Yana holograms, it cloaks you from line and Dokkaebi calls. There's actually a ton of things his gadget can affect. Any operator that provides intel on where the attackers could be is very strong and are often underutilized in the lower ranks. Valkyrie is a defender that can throw 3 cameras anywhere she likes on the map, which is super useful since the default cameras around the map aren't always helpful, especially when they've already been destroyed by the attackers. Pulse has a heartbeat scanner that can show the location of enemies through the walls and floors. Mira places her one-way bulletproof window on any soft or reinforced wall. Mozzie steals and gets to use attacker drones with his spider gadget. Maestro and Echo provide not only intel with their gadget, but they also fit the role of plant denial. Maestro zaps enemies with his camera for 5 HP each laser and can potentially down anyone who is trying to plant the bomb. Echo has 2 yokai drones that can move around the map and fly up to the ceiling, making them very hard to track down and destroy. The drone can send out a hypersonic wave that disorients anyone who is hit by the blast radius of his wave for a few seconds. You can actually win a whole round if there is no time left in the round, and the drone disorients anyone who is trying to get the plant off last second. A similar situation is with the plant operator Smoke. He has 3 canisters he can throw out that will do damage to anyone breathing in the toxic air for 15 seconds. With 3 canisters, he has a total of 45 seconds of plant denial. The longer Smoke stays alive in a match, the stronger he gets, because once 45 seconds comes along, you won't be able to plant unless he's dead. One of the easiest ways for the attackers to get kills is with gadgets like a claymore or a frag grenade. Claymores are pretty easy to avoid, but frag grenades are an almost guaranteed kill if you time it properly. The way defenders combat these grenades is with the projectile denial operator like Jaeger or Wamai. Jaeger's gadget named ADS Active Defense System destroys anything thrown near it, such as flashbangs, smoke grenades, and a few other attackers' gadgets. Being able to deny 3 frag grenades and potentially more is so powerful that Jaeger has become a staple in any lineup. Even though he's gone through countless nerfs and a rework on his gadget, he still retains a 90% pick rate in the game. Wamai on the other hand is like Jaeger, but he has to throw his gadgets around the map throughout the round and it only catches one thing at a time. The last role in defense is roaming. Roaming is not specified to just a few characters, but most roamers are 3 speeds. This is so they can get around the map quickly and quietly. Typically, a roamer will have impact nades, which are just pocket explosives that are super handy for making rotates, destroying gadgets, or distracting your opponent. The most popular roamers are Vigil, Caveira, or even Ela. The only thing a roamer needs to do is to waste the time of the attackers, because if they don't hunt you down, you're going to cause a problem later in the round. Now, it's great if the roamer gets a kill or 2, but the best roamers waste as much time as possible. Every operator belongs to a certain counter-terrorist organization. When the game first came out, each organization had 2 attackers and 2 defenders each. Then when new operators were introduced, they started adding only 1 to each side. Currently, we only add 1 new operator each season, and the community is pretty split if we should go back to 2 new operators or not. That's a debate mostly between content creators and pro players, but we won't get into that. Moving on, I suppose we should talk about guns. The attackers have different guns than the defenders. All the attackers have assault rifles and a few other options, while the defenders have mostly submachine guns. Each operator has a set loadout of usually 3 primary guns and sometimes 2 secondaries. You can customize the gun and put on different scopes, barrels, grips, and a laser sight if you feel like it. There are a few different magnifications for the scopes, 3 times for DMRs, 2.5 times and 2 times almost exclusively on the attacker guns, and 1.5 on some of the attackers' guns and some of the defenders' guns. And the 1-time scope can go on any gun, and it takes on a couple styles such as the holographic, red dot, and reflex. Well, for the chads out there, you can run the iron sights. It's mostly preference on what type you want to use, but most people use the holographic. The barrels are flash hider, which reduces the vertical recoil of any gun, compensator, which reduces the bullet left to right spray. Muzzle brakes are commonly used on DMRs because it reduces the single fire recoil, and suppressors soften the noise of the gun and eliminate muzzle flash indicators that pop up on the enemy's screen when they are getting shot at. Now, there are only 2 grips. Vertical reduces the recoil on a gun, and an angle grip will not help out with the recoil, but it will increase the aim-down sights time of a gun. Laser sights are used to reduce the spread of any hip-fire shots from a gun. I only put them on shotguns though because they kind of give your location away if you're riding in a corner. There are a million different ways someone can play this game, but the rules organize all the chaos and allow your team for the best chances of winning. But maybe you're an Amaru main that just wants to run in and kill all the defenders while they're still setting up the site. Or maybe you prefer playing a little bit more passive like the shield operator Montang. Or say you like hunting down your opponent with eye goggles that let you track and see footprints to basically give you wall hacks. Yep, that's the thing in this game. I don't know which dev thought this was a good idea, but this op is busted. I mean, look at that. He tracks, he walks, he kills. There was no skill involved with that at all. Jackal was just built to piss roamers off. Luckily, we have a ban phase before we start any ranked or unranked matches. Both teams get to ban 1 of 3 maps in a random map pool. Afterwards, they continue to ban 4 operators in total, 2 on the attack and 2 on the defense. The most popular bans on attack are Thatcher and Jackal, and the defense bans switch up a lot, so it kind of varies on what map it is. By now, you should be ready to play your first match. I hope this video equipped you with enough knowledge to play this game, but there's still so much to learn, and that can be kind of daunting at first. Learning this game has always felt rewarding. The hunger to get better every day is never burned out, even after playing this game for the last 6 years. So if you're looking for a game with maps that have freedom, unlike the rest of the boring 5v5 games where nothing is different than the last match you played, then this game is for you. Rainbow Six Siege really is a competitive game where you get to have fun with a 5-stack of friends, whether you're sweating it out in ranked or trying silly strategies in quick match. If you decide to get this game, just know that the friends you will make, the late night ranked sessions, and the hard losses or comeback wins you will have will be some of your greatest memories. This was my first YouTube video, so if you could, leave a like. This video was a long time in the works, and I'm just excited to finally release something for you guys to watch. The future of this channel will probably be stream highlights from Twitch. You can follow me there at twitch.tv/soda_r6. Link is in the description. Otherwise, I plan to release some content with me and my friends playing some horror games together, so maybe stick around for that. Back on topic though, I have been playing Rainbow Six Siege for the past 6 years, and not everybody has been as loyal as I have. A ton of previous community members have said before that the game is dying, and I don't really fault them for saying that. But this is everyone's official announcement that Rainbow Six Siege is making a comeback. With the content in Year 7, it has never been a better time to become a new player or be a returning one now more than ever. So that is the end of the video, so if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you all very soon.